Patchwork Heart Ministry and Fiat Ministry Network present the Discover Your Mission series.
St. Paul is saying, I am the most frustrated with you right now, God. I cannot be any more frustrated with you. Okay, dude? Like, I am trying to overcome this sin in my life. I am trying to overcome this, and I'm getting nothing. I'm getting zero.
I can't even share with you how I was so wrote in my faith. And I was attending Mass, but I was not present. And I was a good man, I was a good father, I was instilling the sacraments into my family, but I was definitely not intentional. I was stuck wrote in my faith.
But what kind of strength did he have? Jackie did not just have a strength of body or baseball skill. He had a strength inside of his spirit, a courageous meekness that empowered him to play the game.
My husband comes home from work and I tell him what is going on with me and he's like, oh, okay. And I'm like, no, I think this is like some sort of miracle, dude. And he's like, oh, of course, but I'll believe it when I see it. Honey, you've been trying to quit and you've been saying this and saying that. And I'm, his big line to me is, you shouldn't say things because I never follow through on them. And so this was week after week, month after month. He is looking at me like, this is a miracle. There is no way that you, on your own, could have done this.
One example, when you're getting onto an airplane, but you haven't thought about your faith, and you haven't thought about confession. But flying is not something that you do often. So, okay, I guess this whole hell thing possibly could have some truth to it. I don't know if I buy into this whole thing, but I'm going to be intentional at this moment, and I'm going to go to confession, not reconciliation, where penance and confession reconcile you, but to that person who shares in imperfect contrition, it is truly just confession that they're doing because they're not reconciling.
Welcome to A Heart That Says Yes on the Fiat Ministry Network. How are you doing, Bill?
Kent, man, it's great to be with you today. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good. We're just popping on. Welcome everybody that's watching live in their own time. We'll be definitely doing this more, hopefully, mostly on Tuesday nights. I'm going to try to make it a thing that we could keep doing this on a regular basis. I think we're kind of, we're doing the end of the month. I think the Patreon, you could speak on everything that's going on there. I think we're, moving on, and people in their own times will hopefully understand what we're trying to do, what we're building, what kind of, this content, these series that we're bringing out will bring out a lot of knowledge of the faith, but then also spiritual, that spiritual awakening that people need in their souls to build in their hearts, sowing hope into broken hearts. So Bill, just share what's going on with Patreon and everything with Patchwork Heart Ministry. I know you got a lot going on. I know Fiat's still building and doing stuff, but go ahead, Bill.
No, you guys are doing great. It's wonderful. It's an amazing partnership. I really think that the Lord is just keeping it going. I'm always surprised that
month after month now, we just keep continuing to do this stuff together, Ken.
Yeah.
Um, so that's awesome, and I'm so blessed to be working with you and doing this type of work. But as far as what we have going on, um, you know, this this month was great, right? We had a wonderful three set presentation by Ray Haywood on finding simple answers on our Patreon, which is just out of this world. He did an incredible job, and so thank you to Ray Haywood for his amazing work, and just really drilling down the basics of the faith for people who maybe are just nominal Catholics are out there just kind of, thinking about certain certain things on a surface level. It just takes you a little bit deeper. That finding simple answers takes you a little bit deeper. And I really encourage you to head over to the Patreon account. There you see it on the screen. But that Discover Your Mission tier right there, where it says $25 per month, you take a look at that and you see that right there. If you just click join, and you can do it on your cell phone as well. You just find the Discover Your Mission tier. Sometimes you have to click the little button that says, show all tiers or whatever to get to that last tier. But you click it and then sign up. It's $25 a month. But here's the amazing thing: you get basically 90 minutes of video, 90 plus minutes of video each and every month from us, plus exclusive access into the Hear Your Faith tier, which is also an amazing tier because it's a 39-part study of the Catechism by Kent, your very good friend, John Curry Sr., who worked with you, which is an amazing series. So it's all available for you to just become a subscriber, subscribe, and enjoy these series. These series are in-depth personal missions. It's like going to a parish mission on your phone. It's inspirational first, catechetical second. We know we have to capture the heart before we can say yes to Jesus, right? Like in order to say yes, you have to know what you're saying yes to.
Right.
And so we often need to be inspired by that. We need to be inspired and uplifted. Throwing a Bible at you at 75 miles an hour isn't gonna help you grow closer in faith. Yeah, we need the Bible. It's a wonderful tool. It's the Word of God. But if I throw it at you at 75 miles an hour and expect you to pick up everything in it, you're not going to grow in faith. So that's what our series really tries to do, is capture the heart first. And man, we got some great people. I mean, Kendra, Von Esch, myself, and even William Hemsworth, who's coming up this month. He's going to do a whole thing on the Eucharist, I believe. That's
awesome.
what we talked about, holding on the Eucharist. So he's going to be, of course, sharing his journey and everything too. And I'm real excited. We've been talking with him this month, and he's been pushing it out on his social media. So get ready, folks. And get all the back content too. Get all the back content, right? All the content that was, produced these past several months. We have 3 full series that are available to you right now, and know that we're committed to putting one on every month. So, for $25 a month, for $300 a year, you really can't get anything like this series. It is kind of a Catholic Netflix, right? That's what we've been talking about.
Yeah, I think for the price, you can't beat it. And all the stages, the tiers that you will get with the $25, I mean, it goes backwards. So everything is yours. So, I mean, it's worthwhile for $25. And for me, again, I can't say enough about John Curry Sr. Series, just in the sense of, and that's the teaching side of things, and that it's a solid teaching of the Catechism. So I mean, you can't beat that. And we're hoping maybe some parishes, some of the, a parish, checking this out, maybe, talking about it and bringing it into the parish and doing a study. We're looking at doing a couple study work books or worksheet kind of, a series of working with the actual series and having everything in some kind of,
Yeah.
helping people out in that sense of the way of it's more than just watching or listening. Hopefully we can build a community too, if we, with a parish, or talk about it. Like I know we were, you were talking about that with another program, just having people watch this. Hey, watch this, when on your own time, get together and kind of have a little a study session, or whatever, talking about what we watched. And I think there's so much that you can get out of that, and that's a
Yeah.
big thing, is that community, especially now where we're kind of still 6 feet apart. And whatever, I'm not going to go there anymore, but in the sense of that you could still do this, kind of watching the series, and also making a reflection of that with friends and family and everybody. So I think that's a big thing about this kind of content that we talk about. I mean, that's one thing that Jesus wants us to talk about him. We want to promote, he wants to be talked about. That's the problem with a lot of, I'm not going to try to be but we need to talk more about him and make him more a focal point in our lives. And sometimes we don't do that. And this kind of series will hopefully get that, and that spiritual and awakening. I think sometimes that we need that spark, and that is, soul searching part of our faith sometimes is not there, and we need a spark. And hopefully these series will help that in building that.
Yeah, I really do think that that's the case, Kent. I really do, and I think that the Holy Spirit is working through you and I, and all the different people we're coming to contact with, to really build this up and create a library of great stuff that you can grow from. It just, as you were talking there, you were talking about getting together, talk about these things at coffee shops or whatever. And yeah, they're starting to reopen, right? A lot of these little, mom and pop shops are starting to reopen. We got to keep our 6 feet of distance, but we can still talk about Jesus across the table. And what the incredible thing is that when you think about going to a parish mission, right? Like you think about going off to a parish mission, and when you go out, for a night at a parish mission, how often do you then go grab a cup of coffee with your friends afterward? And say, "Hey, that was a really good mission." How often do you go into you know, uh, the parish hall and have fellowship and talk about it? Well, that's exactly what this is designed to do. Give you that fellowship, uh, you know, and but on demand too. Like, we're all living, busy lives, and I can't remember the last time, well, that I sit down to watch something other than live sports live on TV, right? So like, if I'm watching TV, I'm typically watching it on demand. Like, even if it's one of my favorite shows, I've recorded it on my DVR, and I and I watch it later. And so, these missions are on demand, which means that, like you just say, all right, well, I've got it almost takes the parish mission and turns it into like a book study for you and your friends, right? So you say, all right, well, we're going to meet at, Tuesday at 9 o'clock a.m. at this coffee shop in our little town here. And everybody watch the first video by Tuesday at 9 a.m. You know, and it's kind of like doing that kind of book study for you at a parish, you know, with a full mission, And as we develop the study guides, and as we develop those resources to make you have a more fruitful conversation about this stuff, that's what we're aiming for. But it's going to take some time to get there, folks. But if you're interested in helping us with that, or you're looking at this and you're saying, hey, I'll I can help you guys with that, or I feel in the Holy Spirit lead that way, then reach out to us, let us know, that because we'd love to help. But beyond that, we just want to help people grow in their faith. And you and I, Kent, and I've said this several times over the month, not many times publicly, but both you and I are committed to the content creation of this.
Hmm.
um, you know and so being content creators, this is what we love to do. This is our passion.
Mhm.
Like I know you love doing this live stuff, man, and and I love editing and I love working with video and
Yeah.
audio. There's nothing more exhilarating and fun for me as a person. That's what I love doing, and
Yeah.
so we can do this. We can do this with our eyes shut too.
Mhm.
You and I can pretty much do this with our eyes closed. And every once in a while, I got to open my eye to make sure I'm make sure I'm editing the right frame. But
Yeah.
the idea is that
No,
we're we've been blessed with the gifts and the talents from our Lord to do this, and we want to use it for Him. As I really what it comes down to. And
yeah.
so, um, but we need two things, folks. We need you to watch it and you to
Mhm.
comment on it and you to say, all right, we want more of this, we want less of this, we want this speaker, can you get that one? And I know the Lord will provide. Like, I just know it. I know in my heart the Lord will provide what we need to make it happen. And if you're out there listening to this, watching this, it's very simple. You head over to you see it right there on the bottom there, patreon.com/patchwork and you'll be able to subscribe. It's that simple. So yeah, Kent, this has been a fun month. I mean, we've had so many great speakers on. You've had great guests, great shows. It's been a fun month.
Yeah, and I know, yeah, July's getting busier. I know we have a couple shows coming up back to back this week. And I know Patrick Hart Ministry is busy too with show. I mean, Thursday nights have become a very busy night for both of our ministry.
Yes.
And I really appreciate everyone taking their time to being part of it, and also hopefully you get see what we're trying to do. I just want to give a personal little thing, and a really great thing about this for me, and like talking about the editing and all that, and doing everything behind the scenes, is you're bringing your family. My oldest two daughters are really amazed about this, and I think in the sense of bringing your kids a part of these videos, which are safe for the family, approved, that
Yes.
what a lot of them they might, but most the catechism is of, I mean, John Kersey is very vibrant of how he's speaking, but he will talk the truth, but a lot of it for in any way we like to try to start doing some, I think kids have to be brought up into learning the faith, and if there's ideas out there that on our Facebook and YouTube comments, if you have some ideas for doing some series in that state of for our younger audience, I have no problems with that. I think that's another thing I always think about. That I think I am a father of 3, so I'm trying to get the youth to understand the faith more. If you have any ideas or want to be part of a series, please comment below the Facebook and YouTube, both YouTube channels, and we would try to work our hardest to get that out, because I think that's another part that we can always go to with series. Bill, I don't know your thoughts,
yeah.
but I always think,
Absolutely.
I mean, it's a little bit different audience, so you have to be a little bit different of how approach. But I think we need to focus on everything, and that's the library that you were speaking of, is trying to get that library to grow and to be a broad audience, is another way of hopefully we can provide that on Patreon for everybody. So
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, you know what? I mean, each month you're going to find a different flavor. Like, this past month, obviously with Father's Day weekend, we wanted to do something, wasn't now look, this is relevant for everybody, but it's primarily geared toward fathers with Ray and his whole ministry, trjfathersguide.com. That's what this guy does. I mean, he's probably,
yeah,
one of the premier, fathers ministries out there in the country today. And so we just wanted to reach out, through him and reach into dads this month. But next month we're gonna venture off into the Eucharist, and then Lord knows where we're going to go from there. I know we got some good things planned for like Respect Life Month, and some other, interesting topics that are, but here's the thing, because you have access to all the back episodes, know that there's going to be something there for everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, Kendra did an amazing job with her journey, and My Road to Mary. I mean, we have an entire Marian mission. We have an entire Marian series available for you, especially for those people who are really questioning their faith. And her journey is so unique, and the way she tells it, this is stuff for you to share, and to grow deeper in as you talk with your family and friends about this. And so I just encourage you really to sign up. Take the leap of faith. Know that it's less than $1 a day. When you really break it down, it's less than $1 a day. $25 a month is less than $1 a day. And look, folks, we're also living in reality, and we know that things are difficult right now. We're, with jobs and everything. I mean, both of us have gone through that whole thing with COVID. Being in the midst of job loss and job reduction and all those things. So we're living in reality too. We're not trying to say, look, this is the most expensive, latest, greatest program out there. But we also know what it takes to produce high quality video with equipment and everything like that too. So we know what it costs. We know that we're two small nonprofit, Catholic ministries. Congratulations to you, by the way.
Thank you.
The 501c3.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
And so, I mean, like, that's where we are, right? I mean, this is where you and I are. And so we know that, we're out there trusting God, trusting the Holy Spirit, and just reach out and say, all right, you know what, I'm going to do this because I think it can deepen my faith. I'm going to take a look at the trail. Go on, look at the free trailer. I mean, it's on both our networks. It's on both our YouTube channels. Go over and look at it, and you'll be like, we just played it right before this, video here. So, you log on, you'll see it. You'll go, oh, okay, well, this actually looks halfway decent. This looks like it's good. I think I should sign up for this.
Yeah.
And just take that leap of faith, because I think when you do, I think you're going to go, oh, wow, this is pretty good. This is refreshing. This is new. And I can grow from this, and I should share this with my neighbor. I should share this with my friend, because it's that good. At least I think so.
No, I totally agree, Bill, and thank you. And yeah, Ray was a great. I mean, he's been on both of almost everybody's show, but just amazing man with just way of approach to speaking on how to be a man and also be a father, and all of that. It was just wonderful to go through, and to just to hear. I know you've worked more with him, so I mean it's just must be a great privilege to have so much to work with him. And so I think it's for less than $1 a day. You can't beat it. And I think everybody can stay away from one Starbucks for a day, at least a week. And you can go the rest of the week, but maybe save go like once every
go every other day, right?
Yeah,
go
exactly.
every other day.
Yeah, exactly.
Go every other day. You'll pay for this.
But Bill, thank you for everything. I know we're gonna be keep working and actually produce as much as we can on live and on Patreon with all the upcoming great series that are coming out, and we'll give everybody insight on our Facebook, YouTube. It'll be out there on all social media platforms. I just want to let everybody know and Bill, you can give us your lineup for Thursday, but we're going to go back to back with Hungry for More this week, Wednesday and Thursday night. Al Smith has two big guests coming up, a big online conference that actually with a lot of work from Ann DeSantis and you, that we get a little promotion there too, which is great, and I really appreciate your efforts for that, because I think anything that we can do, it's all comes down to please let us, tell people about us. We need to, I know that's we're begging and all that, but if you mention us, any ministries, to one person and they go, it's kind of like the penny, you get doubled and double and double, and all that. So I appreciate all of that, on your side, all the work that you're doing, Bill. So but share what's going on for the rest of the week, and for the month, I guess, if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Coming up
So
month.
this week I'm real excited because we have well, actually, today we had great guests on Sowing Hope. Uh, Kathleen and Sean Tobin. Go ahead, back over to our feed this morning. You're both on Fiat Ministry Network and YouTube, and everything, and listen to Kathleen and Sean Tobin's episode today. That would be wonderful if you do that. They are just phenomenal people, and have a great ministry called Catholic Beads and More. .com. And then we also, coming up on Thursday for Sowing Hope, we have our friend Lisa Mladinich. And Lisa Mladinich is a fantastic Catholic author, speaker, and really does a lot with women's ministry. It was fascinating to be talking with her, and we actually found out, and you'll hear the whole story on Sowing Hope on Thursday. But I found out that her and I had the exact same place of our conversion, deepening of our Catholic faith. We were both converted to a deeper awareness of the faith. We're both cradle Catholics, but deeper awareness of the faith at the Shrine of Our Lady of La Salette in Attleboro, Massachusetts. So you have to listen to the program to find out just how that occurred for Lisa and for myself. But she's a wonderful Catholic speaker, and she's going to be on this Thursday. So make sure you listen to that. The other person I'll give a shout out to is that on Young Catholics Respond on Thursday, we're also going to have a guy by the name of Michael Nations, and he has a phenomenal person, just a great guy. He's a father, but he's also the director of youth ministry for the Diocese of Kansas City, St. Joseph in Missouri. And he's got some really great insights, especially for youth ministers during this time, and all people to come out of this stronger as we're starting to rebuild and reopen. How are you reopening your faith? And so he's got some really great tips and really great ideas about how to go forward in ministry. And so that's what we're working on, and we have coming up this week. Beyond that, we're, I believe it or not, tomorrow I take off for a short little 4th of July vacation. And so all of this stuff will actually be coming to you via Premiere and not live. It's all scheduled as of tomorrow. This will be my last live show for the week. But I couldn't be more excited because the programming will be there. So as my college professor said to me, he said, "You don't have to be there, but your work does." So one of my good friends and college professors, I don't care if you're there or not, but just make sure your work. And so my work will be there. The shows will be here, but we just recorded them a little early.
Yeah. Well, and speaking of recordings, well, we're transparent here. We're transparent. But on Journeys in Faith with Ann DeSantis, we also have that. We'll be having that recorded, but it will be in your sense, live at 8:30 Friday night, so everybody can watch and enjoy. And then we do have the 5 minutes in or journeys, 5 minutes in journey with Ann DeSantis as a Patreon. That will also be on Patreon for only people that are Patreons. But anyways, so other than that, Fiat, we'll be doing a couple more live shows this week, but I think we're all going to enjoy just this coming up 4th of July. Thank you for independence to everybody that in the past to give us our independence to do what we're doing right now is a big deal. And hopefully we'll be back next Tuesday. It'll probably be an evening, but I'd like to continue this, Bill, and we'll maybe bring on some people to do some kind of a co-host kind of thing. But just stay tuned. I'm gonna try to work my magic, and I know Bill will too. And we'll do our thing. And until then, have a great rest of the day, and God bless. And we'll see you. Actually, I'll see you behind the scenes Wednesday night on Hungry for More. Bill, we'll see you hopefully next week.
Yes, next Tuesday. I'm praying you don't get too burned.
Yeah, don't get too burned. Enjoy it, but have fun.
Yeah.
God bless. All right, here we go.
Patchwork Heart Ministry and Fiat Ministry Network invite you to discover your mission. A brand new in-depth monthly video series featuring engaging Catholic speakers who will challenge you to live your life abundantly. For only $25 a month, you will receive a personal monthly mission, including 3 full-length inspirational talks that build upon a new theme each month. Sign up for the Discover Your Mission tier at patreon.com/patchworkheartministry today.